Hello everybody, welcome back to Landedkiller Show. Today we'll be doing a review of the Tier 10 USS Vermont. To start out with, we're going to go over the recommended skills, the skills that I've chosen. So I got the Optimus Prime Commander here, so I have Emergency Repair Specialist to help because this is a survivability build. Gun Feeder to help because we got to deal with destroyers. Basic skill survivability, so it's going to help restore modules faster, and fire prevention, as this is a big target and people are going to spam it like crazy with HE shells. And for the next go around, I'm most likely going to choose Grease the Gears, Adrenaline Rush, and Emergency Repair Expert. Alright, let's get into the recommended economic bonuses. So we'll look at the permanent bonus. The permanent bonus for the ship provides 50% credits, 100% ship XP, 100% of commander XP, 100% free XP. Instead of it just being one bonus that covers all three, they made it more complicated. Wargaming. I'd recommend probably running a level 2 on this, because that's what you're most numerous going to have. I have level 3 because I have some level 3s lying around still. Probably don't want to equip your level 4s on this. You want to save those for the grind. Again, probably recommend level 2 over level 3 boosters here. Level 2 recommend, level 3 only if you're grinding. Alright, let's get into our armor because this ought to be interesting. Alright, we got a 32mm section right here of plating. 38mm plating on the side here. Section of 51mm plating here. 32 out toward the aft, 292 toward the bottom here, 50 on the bottom, 32 in the back, so that's pretty decent armor. Protects a little bit against HE. Still, you can never be too careful. Forward deck is 32. Auxiliary room armor is 51 right here. Turret front face is 508mm. Top of turret is 254mm. Side is 305mm. Barbette is 381mm, 457mm in the conning, 229 on the top. Superstructure is 19mm. Turrets match up to what I said previously. This is 51, back deck is 32. When we take some armor off here, we can kind of see more of this exposed section back here. So this was so we can see that we got an warship of 127. Warship 64 and a section of 406 with warship. Take off the bulges. We got a nice armor belt of 406. Arboreal bulkhead 41. Interesting. So we have a casemate of 127. Even further protecting this, barbettes 381 all the way down. This off and we'll see that our actual citadel is well protected under the water. Right here it says 41 and 38. It's nice and hiding under the water a little bit. Bottom barbette 127. Nothing much to note on the armor. Survivability is 102 and 800 hit points. Torpedo damage reduction 40%. Artillery, we got 4x3 457s here. Their high explosive is 6,450. The armor piercing is 15,750. Reload time is 40 seconds. Turn time is 45 seconds on the turrets. Secondaries 8 127mm right here. 6-second reload, range 7.7. Main battery maximum fire range 28.4. I do have an equipment that extends it out. One attack flight. AA, we got 36x2 20mm both Orcalians here. We got some Bofors over here. We got our dualies right here. Continuous damage 448. Damage by shell explosions 1,680. Priority sector reinforcement 35%. Fire range 5.8. Maneuverability 24.2 knots. Turn surge rate 850 millimeters. Rear shift time 15.3. I believe I do have an equipment to cut that down. Yep, so that's not the original. The original was probably closer to 18 seconds. Concealment 16 to 28.4 depending on the circumstance. Detectability by depths 0 to 12.2 depending on the circumstance. Range by air 12.2 to 21.4 depending on the circumstance. Sure detectability range 17 kilometers after firing battery on shore 2 kilometers. This thing is so big it can be spotted from a mile away. Look at that nice camouflage on that. I'm sorry, but I just don't like the changes with making camos only cosmetic. I'm still not over it. Alright, let's get over to our... Okay, this is just weird. Well, I guess there's nothing I can really say here. I mean, look, got the Sexton flag and the CBT participant flag because I was a CBT tester back in the day. Alright, how am I going to do this? We'll go consumables first, then signals, and then equipment. Consumables, we got damage control party, reloads in 73.7 seconds. Repair party repairs 616 per second, 28 second. Action time, reload time 36.4, charges 4. Defensive AA, plus 50%, plus 300% shell explosions, consumable action time 40 seconds, reload time 68.4, number of consumables 4. Spotting aircraft, plus 20% to the main battery, consumable action time 100 seconds, reload time 228 seconds, number of consumables 4. Internally, you got fighter which lasts for 60 seconds, number of fighters 4, action range 3 kilometers, load time 85.5 seconds, number of consumables 3. The fighter's like useless, so I wouldn't even bother. Signals, I have Indiana Yankee, Juliet, Sierra Mike, November Foxtrot, Indiana Delta, Sierra Bravo, all to just kind of get the ship into shape and back into action faster. Base maneuver always put closer to 23 knots. Equipment, main armaments mod 1, Jammers control system mod 1. I might replace it out with defensive AA modification 1 once I get some coal. We'll see. I have artillery platinum 1 just to get the range out a little bit. Steering gear system mod 1 to help it turn a little faster. Maybe this in the future depending on how this performs. Concealment system mod 1 to help hide it a little bit. To get that dispersion of shells bonus. Artillery Platinum 2 to cut down dispersion. We also make the armament for main battery mod 3 as reload time is pretty long at 40 seconds. Alright. Further ado, we're going to take this into battle. Because of how wargaming kind of messed up the economy a bit, I'm going to have to take this into randoms. So bear with me. I'm not making barely anything in co-op when I run in there because of these changes. So most likely we're going to run a lot of the higher tiers in randoms. It's more accurate to what you're going to face anyway. Come on, let's get into battle. Oh, for once we don't have super ships in a tier 10 match. Who knows how many Petrays and Edgars we run around. Alright, that's right, 500 for each lot. I'm sorry, but anybody that bids that high on anything is just being a dummy. An idiot, if you will. That's all I'm going to say on that. You want to go spend your credits on that, that's on you. But I'm not touching it. The only one I touched was the super container, which I bid 2,400 doubloons to see if I would get a super container. That's about it. That's the only lot I touched. The coal one may be worth it. That's up to you. You're telling me, Optimus? Jeez. So with Briss, this is supposedly able to get up a little faster. So we'll see how fast this actually gets up to. The ship needs it, honestly, because it just goes too slow without it. Looks like we get up to 25.5 with Sierra Mike. And with this Briss skill. Oh, we're even going faster. 26 knots. Not bad. Not bad at all. I've taken this out in a battle like once or twice before. It performed okay. So we'll see how we do here. You mainly want to play this like a Yamato and you want to stay at long range. You're too slow to really change flanks, so you don't want to be aggressive with it. Would stay pretty good at range. The cost for this in the tech tree is 255,000 experience, I believe. Around 20 million coal, 20 million credits. They got it reduced down because of clan bonuses to around 17 million. So yeah. Just no enemies popping up yet, but somebody will pop up here and we'll fire off these guns, I promise. See if I can get a good shot of this cur first. The reload time is so long on these shells, it's ridiculous. So we're definitely gonna adrenaline rush with the next go. Let's see if we can get some shots on target this time. The high explosive goes a little faster than the armor piercing, so that's why I have it equipped. A little easier to hit stuff with high explosive versus armor piercing. This has been my favorite armament of choice lately. Tends to still work good, still at the high tiers. As long as your shells hit, you're good. That's what counts. So they're trying to hit me. That's why this maneuverability comes into play. You can turn a little faster and that helps. And even that just a little bit turn faster, I think does a huge difference on this. And that's another reason why I chose fire prevention. Just gonna help myself out a little bit. I try to have my manners from the earlier days of closed beta. Things were so cordial back then, you wouldn't even believe it. Have so many flamers. We're gonna get more flamers over here. So people are gonna want to come in the games to play the subs because they're easy as hell to play pretty much. Just show up and shotgun a ship, pretty much. And that's the biggest enemy of this ship is submarines. So you only get one anti-thing for this one. That's just ridiculous in my opinion. It should have two of them because it's so damn slow. Look at them. They're trying to just set me on fire every 2 seconds. It's just like, come on. This thing's just a giant fire magnet, just like Kurfürst. Pretty much. Fleefling can just sit here and spam those secondaries on me every 2 seconds pretty much. I need to switch to armor piercing. I'm just going to try retreating here for a minute. We'll fight another day after all. Counts. Going around and see if I can find these destroyers. Somebody's using radar. Might have turned out a little better if I use some armor pierce against the Sleafin. Just look at that. I'm just being focused by everybody right now because my ship is so slow. Sure have. Sure kicking our butts. The ship can perform well in the right circumstances. It's just that it's a little hard to get into position sometimes. Sometimes your destroyers are too overwhelmed by the multitude of tasks that they have to perform now that they just can't get to where they're needed. That's the problem. There's way too much stuff for destroyers to have to do. Look at that. Easy torpedo target. That. And that didn't even take more than 5 seconds to launch. Was that, man? Probably has a buddy helping him because I know that Sherman can't launch that many torpedoes at once. Yeah, that's just an example of what probably happens in a normal random battle with Vermont. You don't position yourself properly. To be fair, I could have done better in my position in this battle. I could have went more towards G or H line and just sniped a little more. I don't want to bore you guys with a long video. I'm trying to get these out because it takes a while to render everything out. So overall, Vermont, do I like it? Do I hate it? It's okay. Probably prefer Montana over it, to be honest. Because Montana plays a little better. Got more maneuverability. While we're here in the armory, we'll just take a look at this silly auction just to show you how ridiculous this is. 50,000 coal for premium. 50,000 coal, 15 million doubloons. Now that one might actually be reasonable. This is the only one I actually bid on, was a supercontainer. You see my bid of 24,000. Base bid was 1 doubloon. Edgar, 500 winners, 100 million credits like I said it was going to be. Hatchray, same thing. I'll try to get this in 11.9 for you guys, or 10.9. I'll pull it out then. I'll try to get it then. I'm not going to waste 100 million credits to bid on this because, let's be honest, the winning bid's probably going to be closer to 100 million credits. So we'll have to see what the winning bid is. I don't like this auction system. I don't like the super ships being auctioned like this. I feel it's a disservice to the older players and the newer players alike. Because newer players can just sit here and just, once they get a high enough service level, then just come in here, place a bid, buy a lot of money, and easily get the ship without having to put in the work. And that's the problem with these auctions right now as they stand, is that you're not putting in the work to actually get the ship. You shouldn't be allowed to bid on this point blank unless you've actually gotten the tier 10 of each line. I'm sorry, that's how it should be. It shouldn't just be open to everybody to sit there and bid on it. It's just a disservice to the players. What the hell happened to my... What's going on here? Well, my coal's pretty low because I keep spending it to get the special equipment and ships. Alright, until next time, this is all I got for you guys. Figured I'd keep this nice and short and not drag this out. So thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video.